But
Interesting.
Sahil, thanks for coming on. First of all, it is mad that what you are probably one of the first people that I actually met and worked with. What is like 12, 13 years ago? It's absolutely
12
insane.
years ago.
Obviously, I always say the story to my wife because yes, spending 20 years in Greece, you lose quite a lot of lost in translation. And you were the first people that I was starting across. You probably wouldn't remember this at all, but I was starting across Sports Direct a swear word, and I thought it just meant like an idiot. And you just called me up and was like, "Do you actually know what that means?" Kind of thing. I was like,
Yeah.
"Oh, right." So I always remember you telling the Stockholm, like, "Nick, like that means something else. It doesn't mean like you're an idiot," kind of thing. I was like, "Oh, this is like a proper language barrier with this." And then was it must have been 5-6 months ago that I did the Helium 10 video and say sign up for Helium 10 and then we'll do like the PL sessions together. And you're just messages. I was like, so first of all, obviously you've got an Apple, so you've got kids, and then now you're actually
Yeah.
doing Amazon too, which is insane. And Discord,
Crazy, innit?
and Discord is just.
Yeah.
You'd think like we wouldn't have anything after like 12 years, and pretty much everything else is in common now. It's mad.
Yeah. It's crazy. It's crazy. And to be honest, I've been following you for a while, so maybe like 2 years or so. And I came across you on YouTube. I was like, "Is that Nick?" And I was like, "Is that definitely him? It's definitely the accent." I think I commented. I think,
Wow. What
and
is
I
the
was like,
accent? Probably is what the accent. That's what I get most of the time, to
I
be
think
honest.
I think I wrote something about Sports Direct, and you just like, I can't. This was like 2 years ago, but yeah, it's a pleasure to meet someone like in common and be like and kind of cross paths. So
It's
yeah, it's
crazy.
been nice.
And you're doing this Amazon full time, aren't you?
No.
Oh, you're still working. I thought you were doing it full time. You're always on it. Like you're always like messaging. I thought you're always on it.
No, nah, still part time. Yeah, evening weekends.
So obviously you've got your own Discord server and everything with that. But like, just to let people know, because Amazon's got different things. So what do you do on Amazon? Like, so people know what we're talking about here today.
So I've been selling on Amazon for 2.5 years. I've just hit 7 figures. Part time.
Nice.
I also started a Discord. To be honest, the Discord was just me and my friends just kind of helping each other out. And from there, we've gone from like we've got A2A bot, we've got VAs. So yeah,
So
that's it
I
really.
think I think what you're not adding is probably the thing that most people on Amazon don't do is like you also do wholesale, don't you? I think
Oh
that's
yeah,
what.
yeah, yeah. So
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. That's
So
that's the
I
biggest thing
started
in it.
with RA and OA. Then obviously kind of moved on to wholesale,
So
and
like,
pretty much.
are you doing wholesale? Sorry to interrupt you, mate. Are you doing wholesale with a VAT number? Or like, how have you done that? Like, how does it work?
What do you mean?
So obviously, for me, it's always been the kind of thing like for wholesale, you need a VAT number in order for them to take you seriously or
Yeah.
to have like proper trade accounts kind of thing. Have you gone with that? Have you done that kind of mentality? If that makes sense.
Yeah, but you know what? Some of the wholesalers I use, I registered before I was VAT registered,
Interesting.
and they gave me accounts. So, but yeah, everything's VAT
And have you
registered
have you done
on
all the
Amazon.
other stuff like they say have your own email address kind of thing, not have a Gmail one? Have you got a
Yeah.
website? Have you got a website for it?
Yep, I've got a website, just a generic website, nothing crazy. Catch-all email address, all that kind of stuff.
I'll connect.
I've actually got a free guide on how to do it through Tide
Oh,
and
nice.
through Workplace. So if anyone's interested, but
Keep
yeah, if
keep meaning to charge these, and I just always forget them. So I'm gonna be super close for the next like
but
half an
if
hour.
anyone wants to contact brand direct, wholesale, that kind of route, you definitely want to look as professional as possible. Have a signature, have a professional email address, have a website, even if it's like I don't know, like a
Well,
very basic website, just describes what you do. Um, and also, if you can, a business address. I think that is one of the main ones. Obviously,
yeah,
I,
it is
I,
massive. I think it's massive because obviously for a lot of the times I've been contacted and what I've done six figures, and I won't get a look into because I was using my house address because obviously my company was at the house address.
Yeah.
Obviously, we've changed it now and everything. We've got it into. I've got a virtual address, and I'm just thinking potentially I will be moving into a warehouse. It's just
Yeah. Are you still working from your? Is it your brother's garage?
no, well, it's my garage and then a store basically now. I store the PL stuff in mum's garage. That's the way I've got it.
Yeah.
For a long time, my brother was also doing the prep for us, and then obviously with his being his last year at university, he mainly deals with the communication with the VAs, if that makes sense. But we have got 3 months, so he's got a job now for September. So he said he's got 3 months where he potentially wants to work for us. So like properly, if that makes sense. So that'd be quite interesting to see if I can send him because. I mean, imagine having, say, for example, somebody pings you a lead and you got array. You can do the whole of Preston, Blackburn area, and then he does the Bolton, Lee kind of area in Manchester if you wanted to. It does make a difference if you buy him from the same account, especially if he's got nothing else to do.
Yeah.
For three
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
months, is this? I mean, I remember when I finished university and I did my teaching degree. I knew from February that I had a job and I finished working around May, my training. So I had from May all the way to September. And I didn't know Amazon at the time, so I ended up building my mum's decking kind of thing. But
Yeah. Yeah.
I wish I'd stumbled upon Amazon much, much earlier kind of thing. How did you stumble on it?
So I actually sold on Amazon in 2016. Um, so I'm
Wow, back in
well
the
aware of
day.
the process. Yeah. Yeah. So ever since I was 16, I was selling online. So I remember the day I turned 16, I made an eBay and a PayPal account because you had to be 16 to make one at a time. I made that, and my dad used to get like job lots and stuff, and I used to sell that on eBay. So this is
Wow.
like what 14 years ago now. So I've been on online selling since then, and then as we move on from there, gift gaff referral same. I was always doing something on the side. What else did we do? And then your usual Gumtree, Facebook, that kind of stuff. In 2016, one of my mates, he had an account with Music Magpie,
Yeah, yeah.
and there was another one as well. I can't remember, but he used to buy graded iPhones, and he used to have lads working for him refurbishing them, and we used to buy them and sell them on Amazon FBM.
Wow.
So we didn't do FBA at the time. I think at that time FBA was like, you don't want to send your stock to Amazon, is a bit because obviously eBay and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, we did FBM then. Create at that time there was no competition at all, and it was just crazy. Everything sold so fast. I don't think you can sell Apple anymore.
No, I think
Um,
it is locked, and it's
yeah,
funny you mentioned that because there's still three people that throughout me doing Amazon for the last 4 years that I've spoken to and have said they used to sell 8 years ago, and is that there was
yeah,
no competition whatsoever. You could just do what you wanted, and as you said, you could sell that. I mean, I remember sending my first FBA parcel into Amazon, and I just thought, oh well, I've just lost 30 quid of used books, and I was still worried about it. Now I'm sending 500-600 quid per box, and I'm not even second guessing it. I mean, you sending pallets. I was asking you the other week
yeah,
because I've never sent a pallet. I've done pallets for what 4. I've done Amazon for 4 years. I've never sent a pallet. I thought, well, I've got some heavy stuff. Obviously, I think that's when it comes to the being more efficient, isn't it, with the pallet?
oh
So
yeah, 100%, 100%.
so it's heavy and
So,
many. I
so
thought,
I've actually got a product I was talking about today with a supplier, and the bottle is a 1 liter bottle, so you can only fit 20 in a box.
yeah, yeah.
But to send it on a pallet, it works out crazy like cheap in comparison because your inbound fee for what's that, £4.50 divided by 20. What's that?
Well, I should know this, but I'm going to record it like 20. It's like
90.
20 pence. Let's say 20 pence, 19, 20 pence, like whatever it is.
So on a pallet, you can. I think it was 450 or something. I don't even know what that is. So
Wow. And then obviously, if you get it from the wholesaler, is it a matter of like label on it and off it goes as it is?
well, the barcodes are the same on Amazon, so I could just get it, put a sticker on it, and send it in. So
And do you, sorry, man, I mean, it's up to you if you want to say or not, but do you go with single units or do you go with multiples that say, for example, I've got big pens. Are you sending 50 pence at a time, or you do 1 pen at a time, if that makes sense, if you're getting it from the wholesaler.
Oh no, I sell it. I send everything in. Yeah, I send everything because we have a lot of stuff coming in and out of the unit. We try to keep it as, I don't know, efficient as possible. The thing happens in the unit is, well, it's probably the same thing happens in your garage. When you have too much stuff in, there's no space to work.
That's it's,
And we've got desks and stuff like that as well. So yeah, it's just nice having an empty unit, and
yeah.
just a bit of
and
peace of
and
mind
for
as well.
for people listening, I know obviously something that nobody else cares except Amazon sellers. How much do you pay for your units?
Me, about 450 a month. So
Is
uh,
that everything included with it? Like,
yeah, plus insurance, which is like 60 quid a year or something like that.
no,
It's 250 square foot, power and lighting.
no,
So my office is in there, and my storage. I think that was the only place I could find that had power and lighting and
yeah.
24-hour access as well. So
And have you managed to not have any Amazon stuff at home then?
nothing at all.
Nice. That's very nice, actually. Yeah, that's very
It's
nice.
a game changer. I've been there a year now. Do you know what? One of the best things is having a unit is, obviously there's going to be other Amazon sellers and other businesses there. It's the networking on that side as well. So the amount of one of the wholesalers I buy off has works from the same
Oh,
the
wow.
same address basically.
What else do
So
you
yeah,
want, really, isn't it? What else do you want? Just be
exactly.
able
Yeah.
to
So
to
we just spent
straight away speak to him.
1,300 quid on Monday with that wholesaler, and he come to my unit and dropped it off.
Wow.
So yeah, I think the networking side is no one really talks about it. The unit next to me is another Amazon seller, and like we just chat all the time. Like it's so good.
I think that's the biggest thing for me. That was the Discord for me. That was the biggest part of it. Was the fact that you
Mm.
could speak to other people that are doing the same thing. So um, obviously, with you doing it on a side, you've also got kids. You're also married. You know, what I mean, there's so many responsibilities, and you're also working too. So it's a massive. I mean, you're doing 5 figures part time. It's kind of mad, isn't it? If you think about it. Uh,
It's great, and yeah, because obviously I've got VAs and I've got people packing for me.
have you got people paying to?
Uh,
So I mean,
yeah,
that for me is going to be the next step and potentially the most challenging. Obviously, yes, I've employed VAs and I've sacked VAs and I've employed VAs and trained them and sacked them. That's it. But having somebody in person dealing with your stuff, how did you become trustful enough to do that?
it's family. So
That's the big one.
uh, yeah, well, my mum helps, my sister-in-law. So sometimes when there's a lot of stuff, they'll come together, which is pretty nice. And I worked it out. It's about 20p per unit. It works out, which
Which
is
is better than a
much
60p.
cheaper than
Yeah.
yeah, exactly. Yeah. And what I do is anything that comes in, obviously, just put it on my spreadsheet, do the shipping plan. My spreadsheet creates a shipping. Yeah, it's complicated. It creates a shipping plan for me, so I just upload that on Amazon. Print
Oh
out,
wow. Sorry.
print
Go
out
on. Go for
the
it. Keep going. Keep going. I'll ask you. Keep going. And I'll ask you.
print out the shipment plan, and then the labels, and they'll just tick off everything that's there. And I come in and I can see what's been prepped, and I just build a pallet and send it off.
Wow. So, my question is, do you work from spreadsheets to create shipment plans? That's what I wanted to be like. Wow. S-
Because obviously I work full time. I have to find processes that simplify, that make everything as fast as possible.
Wow.
So yeah, I just put a Y in the shipment column, and it creates another sheet with all the SKUs and amounts I need to send
And
them.
and is that something that you've created yourself, or is something that Amazon have, and then you just
No, I got
excavate?
this from Fast Track FBA. It's got ultimate sourcing sheet, so I've
Wow.
just been using that. Yeah, been using that for a while.
Wow. Interesting.
That, you can create listings from that as well. So there's one column for listings and one column for shipment. So you put a Y in the listing column and you upload that document on Amazon. It creates all the listings with custom SKUs as well.
Nice. Well, I've been only with the last year or so. I've been playing quite a lot. I understand the power of spreadsheets with Amazon and how you can upload a lot of stuff with it. Because I've been able to use it in order to have So I had created a listing with no variations. Now I'm able to create a different parent SKU and variation for that. Even if it's a standalone listing, I'm able to uh, have 15 reviews on that item, 16 on that one, and put 31. You know what I mean? Because I just play
Yeah.
around with the spreadsheets. I'm able to change the brand names because of spreadsheets. But I have never uploaded stock with spreadsheets. So that's quite interesting to hear about it that way.
So when you're creating a palette as well, obviously you use the same spreadsheet. When you're sending in a palette, obviously you can send as many boxes as you want on the palette, right? But you can only send 10 mix boxes. You know how we make mix
Yeah,
boxes?
yeah, yeah.
I said 10 of them. So when you create a case pack, you can put the case dimensions on the spreadsheet. So I've got a palette to do at the moment. All the SKUs are there, and on my custom SKUs, it tells me the store I bought it from, the amount I bought it from, the amount it's going to sell for, if it's zero VAT, no VAT. That everything, it tells me everything in my SKU
So you
basically.
don't need to have a look around everywhere. You've got everything there. It's quite interesting because I watched Simon's interview with, I don't know if you watched it yourself. He had an AI kid. He's 19 and it's
Yeah,
similar to you. He was doing everything with AI, but he had custom SKUs for everything. He's basically using AI to do stuff for him, and he's also doing wholesale, which is quite interesting to have within it. I mean, for me, I'm a lazy guy. I don't have custom SKUs.
I mean,
I
if you're lazy, it's going to work in your favor
Yeah,
because it's less work in it.
I mean, I don't have custom SKUs. I just trust that um,
Yeah,
t- I've got quite a decent memory and I can remember what I'm buying each thing at a time. And by using the fail-safe thing, I've got both BuyBot Pro and SES when I'm buying stuff and everything. And I use both, utilize it during the purchase decision, and it saves it. You know what I mean? It saves what I've bought, everything, and then I export into a spreadsheet just in case I ever forget what I've bought it for or anything. But it's quite interesting how, I guess the thing with you is, I imagine you're not looking constantly for new products. You potentially have replenishables, haven't you, with doing the wholesale model? That's the benefit.
but you'd be surprised. It's very similar to a in a sense where you're always looking for new products. It's you'd think you get into wholesale and you just kind of like replan, but most of the time that's not the case. You'll have a few items that are replenishable for a long time, but you'll find that you're always finding new because obviously wholesalers have deals like retailers, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So so first of May, loads of sheets were sent out. They got new offers, new offers, new offers. You're always scanning for new products.
So, for you, right? First of all, how many hours a day you reckon spend on Amazon? That's one of the questions.
Um, so the way I do it is I probably do. So I work a 9 day fortnight, right?
Yeah.
So I probably spend maybe 1 to 2 days. I'll spend like a full day on Amazon, and then obviously in the evening I'll be just checking the spreadsheet, checking emails, just regular stuff. But I don't feel like that's work.
It's weird, isn't it? Because obviously you say work for yourself, and then you can work whenever you want, and you end up working every time, every single moment
Yeah,
you can, basically, because you just enjoy what you're doing. So, say you've got that full day.
yeah.
What's your task involved in a full day for Amazon?
So my goal is to send out 1 to 2 pallets a week. So obviously, because we're sending in pallets, we everything that we get away, wholesale, everything gets sent on that pallet. So my packers pack everything on a Saturday. I prep the pallet on a Sunday, and it's out for Tuesday.
Yeah.
That's how it works. So that's generally how my week goes, anyways.
And then just for people who have not done pallets, you do everything through Amazon, and what's the price roughly you pay per pallet?
It's £42 a pallet,
42. And
somewhere around
did you say it was one? It was 120 by 150, and then what height can it be?
there. It's 120 by 100 by 180 high,
By 180 high.
and the weight is like 600 kg, I think it
And
is.
how high do you stop at? Basically, is it as far
Uh,
as
Fully packed.
is it? Do you go
Yeah,
as high
yeah,
as you
yeah,
can
yeah,
go?
yeah. Yeah. I always have stuff left over because the pallet's too big normally. So
Wow. It's just interesting, obviously, because I just don't do pallets. It's a different side of Amazon for us, and it's like with the wholesaling. I stupidly thought I'm going to do wholesaling with toys, and I just got a really bad case of I buy something and then they reduce the price by 10 quid, and
Mm.
since then I've just not trusted wholesalers. But potentially it's just me buying too expensive at the time, or anything. But how often do you? I mean, I don't know if you even have as a target. Do you try to sign out a new wholesaler once a month or something? How does that work, kind of thing? Obviously, I know you've got the networking now, but
Mm.
have you got a target for yourself?
I try to find as many as possible. I'm not even gonna lie. So I think one a week's like probably a good target to. So last week I purchased from a new wholesaler. I found about 10 wholesalers and actually made an order with one.
Well,
Um,
so you'd
but
be able
yeah,
to you'd be able to make 10 accounts to establish contact and make accounts with them and everything.
yeah.
And do you ring up or do you do the email approach? How do you do it?
Um, it depends. It just depends. If it's brand direct, I'll be ringing.
Yeah.
There's one brand I've been trying to ring. I've been ringing them every day. Just won't answer the phone. But if it's brand direct, yeah, I'll be ringing. Obviously, the smaller brands and stuff. Um, believe it or not, some wholesalers they just completely ignore you, especially the big ones. One of the best wholesalers I've actually got an account with actually walked in because they just air everyone's emails. They just don't reply to anyone's email. I
Yeah.
walked in and they made me an account straight away.
Wow.
So yeah,
Wow. It's just obviously it's just a different side. For me, I just love it. It's a different side of Amazon. This is why I like talking to people about it. It's just for me, it was such a long time. It was Nick, you do RA, Nick, you do OA, and that was it. That was it. And then I saw a few videos. I thought, let's try PL, and I just put all my eggs on PL, kind of thing. And Touchwood is working quite well, nicely, but I never did try the wholesale kind of thing. And especially for me, asking you last week, it's only because I've received a few stock and I've got 5, 6 pallets in the house. I thought, well, I've got the pallets, may as well use them, kind of thing. That's why I've messaged you.
yeah.
And really, and again, just another thing for anyone watching, it still has to be under 23 kg, isn't it? Each
Each
box,
box, yeah.
even if
Each
it's
box.
mixed, yeah.
But most of the time, because you send in a case, you very rarely find a case that's
Yeah.
over 23 kg, anyways.
Well, yeah, it's just it's so interesting. It's so interesting. Really that side of it. So
It's,
you
it's it's funny you say that. I do RA or OA, and that's like my niche. But the way I think of it is, if it makes you money, then that's in it. We're here to make money at the end of the day. Like you see a lot on social media and be like, "Oh, you do OA, how do you don't have a business, or you do wholesale, or that doesn't work. I do private label." The categorization, I don't think is. I don't know. I just feel like everyone's here to make money. You can do anything you want, mix it all up. Unique bundles is a mixture of everything in it. If
Yeah, it's
you think
exactly
about
that,
it.
and especially if you put a PL product
So,
in it, you get a unique PL bundle with it. It's just, I mean, because I was in the mentality of thought, well, Nick, let's do everything private label. Let's sit from your desk and just sit in your computer and just order and take it. And then I generally thought to myself, well, why are you going to disregard what you learned how to teach yourself the last 2, 3 years when you know which shops you can buy to, and really you could in autopilot make a grand and a half. Why am I just suddenly just disregarding that just so I could do the PL? So this is why I've picked up again the OA and RA, because I know what to do. My niece clearly is toys. Yes, I don't
mm,
sell it all year round, but at this year time, when I make my decision to buy something, I may be earning 6 to 15 quid per item. And why am I not? Why would I not do that? Even if it pays the advertising, kind of thing, for my PL.
gotcha.
So that's why I'm redoing it again. Um, I was talking to Simon. I thought, oh, why am I not done any RA videos? And I don't often go out, and for me, I wanted to be almost like feel like still a hobby, going out and buying stuff.
Yeah.
If I was to get the GoPro, I'm thinking suddenly it just becomes work again, because I know I've got to spend 2 hours editing the video. It's weird because people love it. People love those kind of videos, the array videos, but it's just became a chore, and I don't know. It's just people look at you weird when you got a camera on too sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I don't care about it, honestly, but it's just it just became a chore, and I thought, well, Plus the GoPro battery is horrendous; it just dies constantly. So you think you've charged it the night before, and you go there and it's still dead. Really with it.
When's the
Um,
last time you done an RA video?
Mate, it might been be a year and a half, maybe a year and a half, and I've got an array video that's made us 200 quid on YouTube. It's mad. An array video has made me
Okay,
200. Yeah,
on
it's
revenue,
yeah,
ad
yeah, on
revenue, yeah.
revenue, on ad revenue. So clearly people like it. Clearly people
Mhm.
watch it. And the way I did it, I was doing it at the same time. There's not many people that at the same time they were doing it, they also had the scanning app on the side and can see and comment throughout it. But I don't know. I've just not done it. I've just been doing videos all about PL and my whiteboards and everything. Just
Yeah, yeah,
because I enjoy it, I can see it progressing. And for
yeah,
me, it's finally clicking together and what I'm doing and why it's so important to have your filters. And now seeing products that failed. And the reason why they failed is because they had 8% margin. I'm putting the numbers back in now and I'm thinking, well,
yeah.
Nick, you've ordered with 8% margin. How is that going to work? Kind of
Of course,
thing.
yeah, of course,
So,
yeah.
so
I think one thing I've noticed with private label is something might look great at like 20% margin, but then when you factor in ad costs and stuff like that absolutely kills the margins on it. So
it really
yeah,
does. It really does. Especially when it's not as if you order it and it's instantly there. You've got
no,
2 months of your money being in a SIP somewhere, so you cannot
mhm,
use that 2-3 thousand for two. So you want it to be working for you. You know what I mean? There's no
mhm.
point you spending 2,000 to make 100 quid, kind of thing. You want it to
Yeah, of
work
course.
for you,
Mhm.
really for it. So how do you go with the wholesalers? Is it spreadsheets and then do you analyze it yourself? Do you use a software? How do you go with that?
It's different. Different wholesalers have different methods. Some have websites. Some send spreadsheets. Some send emails. Some send WhatsApps. It just completely depends on the wholesaler.
And they pester you,
Um,
and they do
j-
pester you, don't they? It's like,
some of them, yeah. Some of them, yeah. I found the best way to find wholesale leads on Amazon is just manually searching through manually. There's no better way, to be
it's
honest.
the best. It's
It's
the
the
same
same
for
with
everything.
anything.
It's just exactly that.
Anything,
It's
yeah.
the same for everything. Manually beats everything. Manually beats everything because potentially you're the only person that's found that. Though the A2A leads are quite nice too sometimes when they pop up and you see a good
Yeah.
one.
Yeah, and to mention the A2A, so obviously I was talking about custom SKUs. So all my A2A leads have Amazon at the front because obviously they're purchased from Amazon. So on Sellerboard, I can type in Amazon for sales, and I can see all my Amazon to Amazon that I've sold that day
Oh
or
wow.
for the previous month, and I can see how much revenue just Amazon to Amazon is making me.
It's quite interesting
So
that. Yeah.
so yeah,
I mean, I use a similar thing for my exporting reports. So at the end of each month, I'm exporting reports to figure out. It's quite boring, but it's really important for my brand. I'll export the spreadsheet and I'll just filter by my brand name. Clearly, as you filtering with Amazon, I'll just filter by my brand name. And then I just do ads and check what ads, what product
so
kind of thing.
have you tried Sellerboard?
I did, but I didn't find it was accurate enough for me for the VAT. I'll be honest with you. When,
So I use STK just as my primary source of
yeah.
just checking everything. But I use Sellerboard to track certain ASINs with the ads because on Sellerboard it breaks down everything. So it'll tell you how much ad spend was on each listing, and it tells you the margin after the ad spend.
I mean, to be honest, I've got Helium 10 too, so it does that itself, if
Yeah.
that makes sense. Is
Okay.
just but I just found it's just interesting because obviously I've got multiple. To be honest, even Amazon has got a really good way of tracking the margins. When it comes to per item,
Mm.
they've got quite a nice. You can clearly see
Are you talking
how
about the
many.
campaign manager?
Yeah, the campaign manager, and
Yeah.
then
Yeah.
obviously you can see the SKU economics. That's what I think
Yeah.
SKU economics, and you can see how much you spend, how much is targeted towards that. But for me, I like each month to be able to sit down and do the graph, and it doesn't take long. It takes half an hour to me export my report and then see how much ads I've spent for each item, um, and see if it works out. I mean, this month I've gone to to put it in perspective, I've gone from PL 700 quid profit to 2,200 this month.
Wow.
So I had 700 for March, 2,200 for April, and
Mm.
I'm already pretty much 1,500 for May, which is insane. It's absolutely insane to me because I'm the only person selling the item. You know,
Yeah.
the power of having your own brand is insane for us. I mean,
Uh,
how many PL's products have you got now at the moment?
um, two,
And then
two.
and how
I've got,
many are you doing unique bundles to at the side?
yeah. I've got quite a few unique bundles. I think about maybe 10 or 15 unique bundles.
Nice.
Um,
And they do well. They do well, don't they? They do well.
Great. Honestly, it's fantastic. There's one bundle that I'm doing at the moment. I've just upped the ad spend to £75 a day.
Wow.
But that's crazy. It's still after ad spend. I'll just look at today's. It's still 24% margin after ad spend.
It's not bad that at all, is it? And
So
you're the only
yeah,
person selling it. You're the only person selling it.
yeah, it's a crazy, crazy listing.
Wow. See, I mean, I've still got such a small mentality of a business. Me, I'm just every time that somebody texts me like I've spent 75 quid on advertising on one product, I'm thinking, oh, 75 quid. What could I have done with that 75? I've still got such a small mentality. It's just,
Yeah,
I mean, I did 6,000 profit last month, and I'm still thinking that 75 quid. I'm such a penny pincher.
yeah.
I don't know. Something that I've been doing the last 3 months is put 2 quid. Okay, put 2 quid across all your listings, your PL listings, and advertise more and put like 2p per bid. Have you been doing that already?
I've got like quite a few listings like that. Yeah,
Yeah,
just two
so
p.
I mean, what I've done, I've done. If it's my brand name, it's got 2 quid, all of them. So I've got what 100, 40, 50 ASINs. They've got only 2 quid to play with each day, and the return on investment is absolutely essential here. Seriously, I can't believe it. I can't
The
believe it.
ROAS is like 20 or something, isn't
I
it?
just can't believe it. It's just how is that working, kind of thing. And then
Yeah,
every now and then I'm thinking, let's try a bit of an auto campaign, and then it's gone 10 o'clock in the morning. It's already spent.
yeah, yeah. Ads is a crazy thing because like you just see your money being burnt, right? It looks like it, anyways. But then you have to monitor it over like a long period, like 7 days or 30 days, to actually see. Because you might have one
Okay.
day where it's rinsed your ads where you didn't actually make any sales, but then the day after you made 10 organic sales.
Yeah. And it's a
It's
reason, isn't it?
just
It helps
crazy.
the ranking. That's the whole thing. It helps the rank. When it comes to the Amazon campaign, it only shows you the how many ads, how many sales you got because of the ads. It doesn't show you how many organic sales you've done, or you see the ranking. And what a difference when you get organic ranking. My
Yeah,
goodness, I've got a product at the moment in time selling 40 a day,
yeah.
and I didn't think I would ever get in that position to be selling 40 products a day, kind of thing. Really with it, and I spent a lot of time. I did a video actually with a lady from Helium 10, and she was talking to me about scribbles. And at the time, I had access to Helium 10 Diamond. And as you go on scribbles and you add in the keywords, it gives you a better score on top as you're literally adding the keywords that you wanted. And the difference that created to my listing, along with targeting other ASINs. So I've got a campaign that's just targeting other ASINs, nothing else. It's just targeting the other.
Okay.
And it's worked really, really well for us. I've got 10 different ASINs that I thought if somebody searches for this item, this will pop up, or this will pop up, this will pop up, and I'm targeting those ASINs, and that's created a crazy return on investment for me for
So how
advertising.
how did you get to that? Did you first do auto campaign and then kind of monitor it and see what did well?
No,
Or
I just thought, well, here's my product. Okay, I've created something. Here's my product. Else would people look at? Kind of thing. And believe it or not, I'm tackling big brands. I'm tackling big brands with it, and I'm able to steal sales because it must be the case that they're searching for something, and mine pops up. I'm not tackling keywords, literally ASINs. I'm tackling. So it must be that people are searching for that. They've got that, and you know how you scroll down and you see the A plus content and you see something else underneath, I'm the thing underneath, and maybe mine looks more appealing, and that's why they're clicking.
I
Um,
think I need to do that with one of my private label products because when I uh, decided on listing that one, it was only one seller that had a particular bundle, and I added another thing to that bundle, so it was like a 3 pack. But it's a better bowl, and it's two accessories with it. So I need to do that actually.
Seriously, I saw it talking about the Tiger image, and that's the thing. The amount of times I'm spending watching YouTube or watching stuff on Helium 10 because they've got their own PPC Academy, XYZ, and I'm just trying different things, and that's really, really high stock. I've seen a massive difference to the point where I'm number 21 in the whole UK for that. You know what I mean? On it. It's people are wishing to receive that item kind of thing, which makes a big difference too. People are adding it to the basket. It's just there's so much to go with it with Amazon. It's not just a matter of creating something and just having it in the ether. As you said, it's just even the advertising. You cannot change your advertising because yesterday you spent 15 quid and you think you spent too much. You've got to leave it for 2 days and then decide, are you going to change your listing or not? Because it's
Yeah,
48 hours behind. The first thing you want to do when you see you spend 20 quid in a day and you got nothing is switch it off. But the last
yeah.
thing you want to do with Amazon is just switch things off. It doesn't like it, does it?
It's weird because one of my PL listings, right? I had the ads on £10 a day budget, and when I did the first order, it did really well, and I was like, oh, okay, this is brilliant. This I'll keep it on. But when I replanned with the same ads, I wasn't getting the same results. So at the beginning of this month, I turned the ads off, and the organic sales just 3 a day, 3 a day, 3 a day started coming in. I was like,
You're getting better return, don't you, too, if you go organic sales?
yeah, exactly, yeah,
That's what I've done. Is just after about that. I mean, after about a month or two that I've been selling, I mean, I'll be honest with you, I do it every 4 or 5 weeks.
yeah.
If I can see that I can potentially get away with switching off the ads, I do, because I'd much rather get 5 organic sales than 8 with ads or like 10 with ads.
I think the hard thing for us with the guys in the UK is obviously we have VAT to account for. Yeah, that eats into our margins massively.
Yeah,
Obviously, we don't reclaim the VAT back on the purchasing, right?
yeah, yeah.
So, but yeah, have you seen like US sellers and stuff? What their margins are?
Not only the margins, the volume of search terms is insane.
Yeah, and like 10 grand months on one ASIN is just like normal thing with private label.
It's mad, isn't it? I mean, it's something that I am thinking. It's the same way as thinking expanding in Germany, because obviously they've got 80 million people. And when I was looking at accounting in Germany, it could be 1,000 quid for the year. When it comes to America, it looks that it's 1,000 quid for a month of accounting. Accounting seems to be very, very expensive in America. Um,
But if you're selling it through your current Amazon account, is it not included, right? They put the tax on after your sale price, right?
I think they've got a lot of different ways of setting it up. I think you've got to set the company in America X, Y, Z. I've not gone down the rabbit hole yet.
I've got my Amazon US account
Have you?
on my current Amazon account, yeah. So I've not actually sold
And
anything
again,
yet,
yeah.
but my next PL product will definitely be over there.
And did just that. So, did you have to set a company in America? Have you done
No,
all the taxes or anything?
it's just linked to your business in the UK.
Interesting.
But the way, well, the way I've seen anyways is the tax over there is after your sale price. So anything you get is from your UK company. And
Yeah,
obviously, if you're selling in the US, there's no VAT, right?
yeah. So what I've seen the way obviously down the rabbit hole a wee bit I've been
Yeah.
is that people create their businesses in states where they've not got any taxes.
Corporation tax. Texas, I
Yeah,
think Texas is one. Yeah.
exactly. And then you've got in America the way it works is customers pay the sales tax anyways, so you don't have to incur any
That's
tax.
right. Sales tax. That's the one. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so customers pay the sale tax really with it. As you said, there's no VAT in America, and then it was just a matter of being able to.
But obviously, your any profits and stuff you make, you will have to pay UK tax on that. So,
Yeah, it's just.
but then you're not paying the VAT, so I guess you're better off.
Yeah, I've just not done. I've not done the proper thing with the admin kind of thing mentality really with it, and I just thought I am like an octopus at the moment in time, but trying to do everything, trying to do YouTube, being a dad kind of thing, just doing Amazon UK. And I thought, well, Nick, let's get your Amazon UK store consistently at 6K profit first. That's a really good target. 6K profit.
Yeah.
That'd be amazing if I can do that each month. Because I'm very lucky that I've got YouTube too and the affiliates. So if I get 6K consistently, and then you've got your strong Q4, which you could be making 10 to 20K I mean, you could easily do a 20k December without even realizing profit wise. I think I'm doing quite well.
You like holding a lot of stuff as well, don't you?
Um, I'll be honest with you, I'm terrible with that. I like sending stuff in. What I like holding is Lego. What I like holding is
I mean,
Lego.
like in the price,
Oh
like
yeah, yeah, yeah.
you'll
Oh
wait
yeah.
until
I'm
it
not.
sells at
I'm not a
50%.
bricker. I hate people like that. And I think that's the only other thing. I mean, that's a major thing. The fact when you do the PL, when you do unique bundles, is the fact that you control the listing and you say this is what it is, this is what the price is, kind of mentality. Um, it's just it's put me off so many times when I'm buying something and you can see it's gone from. I mean, say for example, we're selling a perfume and I was the only person selling that perfume for 4 weeks. I sold 30 units at £56. Okay, that's what it was. I was buying it for 25 and selling 56. Nothing crazy. Yeah, it wasn't crazy. Dangerous goods program. But that was the highest it's ever sold. So therefore, I had it at the highest it's ever sold. And then for a day, I wasn't getting any sales on it. So I had a look. I was like, oh, one seller. I thought, well, it can't be bad. Next thing I know,
Yeah,
10 sellers have jumped on it. It's gone down to 44. So from 56 to 44 in a
that's a lot of
period of a
profit,
week.
isn't it?
It's
Really?
just, I mean, you see it with the graphs. How many times have you seen a keeper graph and you can just see it? You got sellers going up, you got prices going down. It's just,
Yeah, yeah,
I want to say supply and demand, but the demand is always there. It's just the fact that people want the return on investment a lot faster, or they just don't know the power of having an FBA listing
yeah.
really with it. And if people
I
want
think
it, they'll have it. They pay for it.
I think my best listings are complicated ones. So like, but they're either a bundle or they've got like, I think one of the listings I'm on, yeah, we've been replaying for months and months and months. It's one item from one wholesaler and it's one item from another wholesaler. No one will be able to source it, and it's a £3 cog and it sells for 15 quid.
It's that
So yeah,
that's what I've been doing with private bundles at the moment in time, and that's the thing, 3 to 15. So even if you do advertise, you just
yeah,
it's
yeah,
brilliant kind of thing, and that's what I've done. I'm buying from different sources kind of thing. It's exactly
exactly.
that.
Yeah, yeah.
I think that's got to be the coping mechanism for us for it really.
I think if you want longevity on Amazon, you definitely got to like
You've
branch
got to
out and
adapt,
just like
haven't you?
and
You've got
use
to
yeah,
adapt.
yeah. You got to use your imagination and kind of find.
You've got to adapt, and you've
Don't
got
go for
to
the
also,
low hanging fruit and stuff.
yeah. And
I think
what's
that's
interesting
great.
is you've got to create almost, as you said, you've got the networking in person. For me, it's just I know there's 5 or 6 different people that I can trust. You know what I mean? Just say this is what I'm doing, this is what I'm doing, X, Y, Z, because it's just so important to be able to speak to something in regards to
Mhm.
what you're doing. Because yeah, otherwise I think you go bananas. Don't get me wrong. I think if you do Amazon, you like a bit of the not loneliness, but it's just
Yeah,
nice
yeah,
being
yeah,
quiet. I'm happy being
yeah.
quiet, kind of thing. So, like today, I've packed what 200-300 units from the garage, just watching YouTube videos. I've been to a gym in the morning. That's been my day. I picked up the little one after nursery. What a day, kind of thing. No stress, zero. Is literally zero stress. My only stress was if my UPS guy is going to come before I create a new box or after. There was literally no stress whatsoever on
You
my
don't have
day.
that problem when you have a unit because everything gets collected from reception. So
Yeah, so you can just leave it on you. I mean, to be honest, I mean, I'm very lucky. I live on a nice street, so I'll just put the stuff out in the box, and they'll collect it for us. But sometimes it comes at 2, sometimes it comes at 4, so you could potentially make another box if you wanted to. I mean,
yeah.
you've got your pallets, haven't you? So, do they? How does that work? Does it give you a time? What time you can book it up to?
So if I booked a pallet today, I'd get the labels tomorrow, and then you get collected the following day.
Wow.
So what kind of margins do you aim for, like in general, like?
So it's weird because I only started looking into margins 2 3 months ago. It's weird because I was always going with ROI
Yeah.
instead of margin, and it's funny you mention it. How since I've been looking for 30% margin when sourcing with PL, yeah, um, suddenly what we got results kind of thing. So I've
Yeah,
gone from like the 700 to like, and that's what's made the difference. It was the margin kind of thing. How much is the money working for you? You invest in 100 quid,
yeah.
how much you're getting out of it kind of thing. So I would say the goal is 30% margin in UK.
So what are you averaging now in your business, like?
And let's have a quick look.
I,
Just
I wish someone like when I first started, like have a look at margins and like keep on top of my margin stuff when I started.
so I've got previous month is 21%, 21.5.
Oh yeah,
Month to date, we're on 28.65. Month to date. Let's have a look. Last 30 days, let's put an average. So 23.8, 23.18. That's right. So that's we're taking into account also the fees, the fees and the advertising and
yeah.
everything. So it's not too bad really.
That's a good margin. Yeah,
Um,
that's a good margin.
yeah, it's not. There's a guy that I follow on Instagram called FBA Investor, and he does PL from UK to USA, and he says, "Well, when I'm sourcing, I want at least 40% margin." Can you imagine sourcing with a 40%
So
margin?
there's,
Yeah,
there's a few guys on. I'm on a Facebook group with all the US sellers and stuff, and their normal PLs are like 40 to 50% margin after ad spend and stuff.
wow.
So yeah, we're definitely in the wrong country for selling PL.
Yeah, it's just that's the thing. It's just I want to get it. If I can get it at 6K,
Yeah.
six. I mean, I'll be honest with you here. Like more money, more problems kind of thing. It's why do I need if I need more of the 6K? There's different things I can do. I don't know. I mean, have you got a target, by the way? Have you got a target in mind? What you're trying to do with Amazon kind of thing? Are you trying to quit your
Um,
job? What are you trying to do?
I think my goal is to have enough capital to properly invest in a good brand. Like like make a proper brand for myself
Yeah, yeah.
and sell that on Amazon. I think that's the ultimate goal. But I think it'll be Amazon USA. Um, Amazon USA is like 40 times bigger than UK, right? Like so, like yeah,
I mean, just the search volume for anyone looking, all you got to do is just use Helium 10 and look at the search volume between the UK for the same thing, for the exact same thing, isn't it?
I see posts every day from US sellers. First private label product 10K a month, like insane. And that's on like their test order.
Wow.
So like
I mean, in the same time too, it's just I always take them orange bars with a pinch of salt, kind of thing. I want to see the real numbers. What's the real numbers, kind of thing. I used to do a video each month showing what I earned
yeah,
exactly
yeah,
each month, and I did it for ages. And again, something that I've stopped doing is I almost feel like just work in the shadows, Nick. Work in the shadows, and then eventually you do it because. It just seems to be working. Like slowly, slowly, I'm just focusing what I'm doing, and it just seems to be working, kind of thing. It's not. I don't need validation for anyone to say,
yeah.
"Oh wow, mate, you've done 10K," kind of thing. The only validation I need is have I got enough to provide for my family,
Yeah.
and the next thing is now
Can you pay
is,
your VAT bill?
no, all right. Oh my, what a VAT bill that is every time. It's just I want the big house. That's what I want. And the difference between a 300K property and a 500K property is massive.
Crazy.
So that's what I want. And it's weird. My whole mentality as a person has changed over the year. I mean, last year at this time, I was thinking, well, I've earned enough profit in the business. Let's get a Tesla because that's going to offset the corporation tax. And to the point where I'm thinking, why would I be putting the business through paying £1,000, 600, say 600 quid for the Tesla and 200 quid for insurance per month? What? How is that going to benefit the business in any way?
For what?
Because I'm driving a Tesla.
For what? Yeah.
Ex, ex, for what? For what? So I've got the mentality now in my head that if I can afford to buy a Tesla cash, then I can afford a Tesla kind of thing. And again, I would get it because it's for me. I wouldn't get it to show to anyone else that
Mm.
I just realized, and obviously,
But
it's just different things
600
click.
quid a month for 3 years. What's that? I don't know.
I mean, I should be doing that a lot faster. I used to be a maths teacher kind of thing, but I just stopped.
600
I just stopped thinking.
times, what was it? How many months? 36, yeah? It's £21,000, right?
And it's not even that; it's 4 years, and
Oh, okay.
600 quid is a 5 year contract.
I,
5 year,
believe it or not, I was checking on Auto Trader today and used Teslas were 15K starting, like Model 3s and stuff. So you'd rather save and buy it cash. And at least, even if you bought it through your business would have an asset
yeah,
and you could sell it on
exactly
there.
that.
And
So it's
if it's for your
go for
business
it.
and it's VAT qualifying, you could claim the VAT back as well. So
Yeah, and then it's just different thing. I had almost like a small mentality kind of person. I thought for myself, it's just "Oh, I've made it if I bought a Tesla." No, you've not. You've made it because you can wake up every morning and decide what you want to do. You wanna go to the gym, you can go to the gym. You wanna go to Amazon, you can do Amazon. I think that's what's made it for me, kind of mentality. Have you got any goals to switch to not work? I mean, unless you do enjoy what you do now.
I'm getting made redundant November, so yeah.
So you're planning it. So are you gonna take the jump, or are you gonna
Yeah,
look for
yeah, yeah.
something else?
No, just gonna do Amazon full time. I think, yeah.
Nice. What a good time. Sorry, it sounds horrible to say what a good time to get redundant, but it just sounds stupid to say it really. But obviously, you got Q4, so really,
Yeah,
because it's similar to Indeed. Obviously, I stopped working in September, so I knew I had Q4 ahead.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
So
I th-
I knew if I,
I think I needed something like because I didn't want to make the jump, and I was like, oh, because my job's great, right? I love my job, so I don't want to job. No, I enjoy it right now. I hardly do anything, and it makes me this much a month. And I was like,
yeah.
and now I'm kind of like pushed to do it, and I'm thinking, all right, okay, but it's going to
I'll
give me the
do it.
opportunity to like proper scale, like take the business seriously. Obviously, expand in the US.
So what's your steps? What's your steps then? Go on. What's your steps from November?
So yeah, scale the wholesale business in the UK, and then launch PL and start launching PL in the US. That's my plan. So
And for anyone's interested, by the way, guys, I'll put the link below in the description. You've got free access to your server, haven't you? And then
yes.
after that, people have got add-ons if they wanted to. Correct?
So yeah, so I've got a server, free server, just not very busy. Few select guys on it, to be honest, just friends and stuff like that. And I've got a service where I used to have a online arbitrage service, where you provide leads and stuff. But we just found that prices would tank and then all that kind of stuff, and then I kind of stopped doing it as well. My VAs don't source online arbitrage at all anymore, so. But now what we do is one of the VAs, she sits on Jungle Scout and she just looks for wholesale opportunities. And what I do is every month we compile a list together, and we share the list with anyone who's subscribed. So it's
Oh,
basically
interesting.
assign brand, either brand direct or the distributor, and then the
So
contact
you also
information.
provide the distributor too. So you say
Um,
this is the guy that.
it's not in depth. It's just what on Google and stuff. But obviously, when you ring and you might ring the supplier and be like, "Oh, can I open a trade account?" They might be, "Oh, we don't sell direct. This is the distributor that sells for us, or these are the wholesalers that sell for us." So it's I'm not feeding you.
Well, yeah, I've got.
I'm
Yeah,
giving you
exactly.
the
You're not spoon
information
feeding
to do it
people.
yourself.
Yeah,
So,
you're not spoon feeding people. In fact, I think the more you spoon feed people, the
exactly.
the worse the business becomes.
But then
It's like the rule 100, isn't it? Just ask 100 people a day. Someone's going to catch. Someone's going to say
exactly.
yes.
So my list is normally is between 200 and 300 asins. Phone numbers, email addresses on there. One ASIN can find you so many products because you click on that one ASIN, you've got sellers on that ASIN, you can see what they're selling. Because normally, if it's the smaller brands and stuff, they're going to be selling other brands or smaller brands that you can get in touch with.
Yeah. Well, you can see it's that wholesaler provide this item XYZ, isn't
Exactly.
it?
Yeah,
So then you just
exactly.
go down the rabbit hole.
I've got a list of saved sellers, and I know exactly which wholesalers they're buying from. So if I ever need to buy, obviously this has come with like time and stuff. So yeah, if there's one wholesaler I need to replen from and I quite have it in the basket, I'll be like, oh, I know these lot sell this wholesaler stuff, and I'll just check through it.
Right.
So
Interesting. It's just like all becomes a different game. It's just obviously with me, my game is kind of thing. I've got my websites that I check each day, my keywords
yeah.
for OA, and then obviously now we've got the PL. So it's quite interesting to figure out what's your routine each day with that and how you utilizing your VAs. For me, VAs it was with OA. Have you ever had an admin VA? That's a question.
So okay, I'll just explain what my VA is. So I've got two VAs, right?
Yeah,
So one of the VAs obviously sits on Jungle Scout. She does all the Jungle Scout. Like it's the raw data. And by the way, that service is £50 a month. I think it's the same price as getting Jungle Scout. So
yeah, but it's filtered.
exactly. So you rather than paying Jungle Scout 50, you can actually get the
Yeah.
information there. Plus, if you're working full time or whatever and stuff, I guess you save time. So yeah, she's
Time is money, mate. It's simple. It's
exactly,
time. So you don't have to say
exactly.
it to me, mate.
And
You don't have to sell it to me. Time is money.
and to be honest, it's no sweat on my back because I'm doing that information already. So it's
Yeah.
I'm just sharing it, and it's limited as well. I think I've capped it at 10 people because I mean you don't want too many people on there. So
Yeah.
But yeah, she sits on there, and then also she does is she checks A2As and stuff. Um, so that's her job. And then my other VA, she makes all the wholesale orders. She adds it on the purchasing sheet. Um, I'll just review and check out and stuff. Um, she checks for replens. She checks STK, all the orders of the day. Uh,
Nice.
so yeah, that's and that started with two online arbitrage VAs. So we've kind of like modeled them to do different things, which is pretty nice.
And have you had this? How long have you had them two?
One I've had for 2.5 years, and one I've
Wow.
had for on and off for about 18 months.
Nice. The longest I've ever had one is 7 months. And then they moved to Germany, and then they said, "I just want more money because I'm now live in Germany,"
Oh, fair
and I
enough.
just couldn't afford it. I just couldn't
Yeah,
afford it. I just couldn't afford it. Obviously,
yeah.
the prices you pay for
Oh yeah,
between Philippines and Germany is
it's
just
crazy. Yeah.
completely different.
And
Um,
I always like to pay my VAs a little extra because I don't know. I just
I
feel
mean,
like,
I mean, for you, that sounds you're just employing another person kind of thing. It's
yeah.
just it's proper employment. It's not. I mean, it's not silly labor kind of thing. Just looking through.
Yeah. So do you have VAs at the
It's
moment, or
Yeah, just sourcing VAs. Yeah, sourcing VAs for the levels group and one person for myself. But I've never. Again, it's a trust issue with the admin side. It's a trust issue. Seriously, that's what the problem is with it.
so?
Because you could train someone to do all your invoices, couldn't you? Really, if you wanted to.
Yeah.
Um,
So
to have
my
that.
missus does all the bookkeeping. So yeah, she like
Nice.
because she doesn't work anymore. So when I started Amazon, she basically stopped working. So I just pay her, and she does all the bookkeeping and all that for her. So
Nice, because you could easily have them to do all the invoices for you.
yeah,
Because even if you have an accountant, you still have to,
yeah. That
as you said, do all the
that
bookkeeping side
that
of it.
that is a whole job on its own. Fetching,
Yeah.
especially if you're doing online arbitrage and retail, fetching invoices, especially from supermarkets and stuff like filling the forms in and that kind of stuff. Or
Asking for invoice X,
yeah,
Y, Z.
some of them are like
So
request it on live chat and stuff like that. So yeah,
it takes time, doesn't it? It takes time. It takes
that's
so
her job.
much time.
I don't deal with it. I let her do it.
I know, because you've got to claim that 20%, otherwise the product's not
Hundred
profitable.
percent, 100%. Yeah, yeah, you're right. You're right.
Wow,
Oh,
it's mad. I mean,
we also forgot to mention, yeah, we don't sell in the same categories at all, do we?
no, no, it's just mad. It's just obviously we've just got different niches. I think that's the only different that we do at the moment in time. It's just we're completely different, really, with it. I mean, clearly, I mean, that's why I live and breathe toys.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
just,
yeah, yeah.
it's what I do. I've not got enough time to build my toys anymore, but anyways, that'll happen eventually. It's just, yeah, just like, I mean, I don't know, just it's it's a crazy, crazy thing. It's just so many different ways to make money with Amazon. I
Yeah.
think there's so many different ways to make money with Amazon, and you can niche down. And the good thing with it is the longer you spend, I guess that's the biggest thing I would have to say to someone: pick a category and go down the rabbit hole. You know what I mean? Pick it, nitpick it, nitpick it, nitpick it. Find the brands of that category. Find the new. I mean, in your situation, you're speaking to wholesalers, have your emails X, Y, Z. Find the newsletters if you go RA, if you're doing with the OA kind of side, but pick a category and try and eliminate it, if that makes sense. Like try and do it to the nth degree.
I think if
Go
you understand a category, then you'll just be much better at it. Um, the cool thing with me is because we do a lot of beauty, right? I don't understand beauty, but my VAs do, and the packers do, because they're all women, and my missus is with invoice, so they're shit up with all that kind of stuff. So
right. How many times have you had? What are you getting me? Or is that for me?
nah, to be honest,
I mean, no, I get it
do
all
you know
the
what?
time, Shane.
It's
I
funny you
get
say
it all
that.
the time.
Some
All
stuff
the
comes in,
time, I
and you're like,
get it.
"Oh, can I take this?" I'll be like, "Yeah, just whatever, just take it. Just change the quantity for me."
That's exactly what
That kind of
happens
stuff.
here.
Yeah,
That's exactly what happens. Like, oh yeah, I mean, are you selling
yeah.
these?
Do you know what?
Are these for
It's
sale?
the freebies as well. The amount of freebies
Oh
that come in,
yeah,
especially for
freebies.
beauty and stuff like that. But yeah, what
Yeah.
I do, health.
I make an advent
Oh,
calendar with them, mate. Here's a bit tip for
yeah,
you. I
that's a
make an
good
advent
idea.
calendar each year. That's what I do.
That
I just put them away and just make an advent calendar each
I've
year. That's
still
what I
got a
do.
box in my unit of just loads of random freebies that you have. But yeah, that's my category: health, beauty, and grocery. So grocery is like one of my favorite.
And have you obviously groceries because there's 0% that? Is that where you've gone into it?
No, I don't know. I think I naturally kind of fell into them things, in them categories. I think grocery, I kind of naturally went into it because it was zero VAT. The margins were just much higher.
Yeah,
Um, yeah, that's just why I ended up.
that's interesting. So, like, I mean, I'm trying to figure out coming November. So for you, in the November time, has got to be the case of are you scaling in US from November?
Um,
Are you getting a bigger warehouse? Are you employing someone in November? Kind of an extra person to employ? I mean, you seem to have everything under control with regards to delegating stuff. I mean, I could probably
yeah.
take a leaf off your book and start delegating a few things.
If
Um,
anything, I'll try to do more myself. Obviously, I'll need to pay myself, right?
yeah. Have you not paid yourself at all? Anything? No.
I don't, yeah. Because my mum gets a bit of money there, my sister-in-law gets money, and my wife, and that kind of stuff. But I'm not asked, man. I do it for frigging fun, don't I? But I'm building the business, and I've got a nice stock
Yeah.
portfolio, so it's pretty nice. But yeah, I got to start thinking of I'm gonna pay myself. Like I earn like a good amount now, so like,
Yeah. Yeah.
do I want to match that? Do I downgrade my lifestyle, or what do I do?
It's
But yeah.
interesting, and then you learn all the accounting side too with it. I didn't have a clue how
Mm.
really the majority of people get paid 12,500 a year, and then they just do dividends. I just didn't never. And I've got an economics degree, and you just don't teach you stuff like that at uni. They
Yeah.
just don't teach you. Which I've still got 7,000 to pay off now.
Mm.
That's my goal this year to pay off my university degree. Is
That's crazy.
I started at 15 in January. I think I've done well. I've taken a
Yeah.
good chunk of it. I'm down to 7. Uh,
I think I'm glad
the
I
int-
didn't go to university, to be honest.
you went straight to, was it BT?
Yeah. So I left college and did apprenticeship. Yeah,
Yeah,
apprenticeship. Yeah. So
no. My brother's finishing uni now, and he's going to finish with 57k debt. Uni.
yeah, my wife's got two
It
degrees
is
as
a
well, and
lot, isn't it?
she's
It is a lot, isn't it? Luckily, he's fallen into a really good job. Starting salary 33k. It's not bad at 21, is it?
that's amazing.
That's amazing for him. So I'm really, really pleased with him. And I want to say the fact that he could potentially put some of my stuff on the CV that he's working for a startup company
Oh, yeah,
XYZ
yeah.
helped. Really back.
Big him up as much as
Amazing job
possible
for
when they
him.
ring you for.
Oh man, the amount of stuff that we wrote that you could do, but yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy, but it's just the kind of thing is like what you do for family, X, Y, Z,
Yeah, exactly.
and really with it. But yeah, I mean, obviously, it's close to checking, close to what 9 o'clock really for us. Your little one's down. My little one wasn't down quite yet, so
I
I
can
need to
hear her.
go.
She's here
So,
now. Yeah.
so I need to go check with that. But thanks for having me on. I think we'll have you again on it. Really,
100%. Yeah,
for me,
definitely.
it's very very enjoyable, mate. It's just
Mate,
nice talking to people that
time
do the
has
same thing.
flown. I can't believe
Uh,
how fast that's gone.
yeah, yeah, it's gone an hour, without even realizing. So people, first of all, what I'll do is I'll make sure I put the link below in the description for your free Discord because that's probably the easiest way to get in contact with you because they jump into the server straight away, they'll have a role and be able to speak to you. I'll put the link below also in the description with the wholesaler spreadsheet that you provide to.